What the fuck am I doing? Make sure we can do this. We can. Go back to just me. So this is it's much, much later than I planned to start. Turn this down a little bit. Much, much later than I'd planned to start. But I had a very good conversation with somebody I love very much tonight. And unfortunately then opened my text messages to criticality, to criticism from those who unfortunately are those who have joined in and have participated in this stream or who've apparently watched enough to get offended. But where I know I have started a lot of my last few streams with criticism and controversial topics like we're going to get into right now. Like, let's just fucking go straight into NPR. But I'm not going to stop doing that. And I'm not going to also stop talking about the hypocrisy and issues that exist within theocracies. This nation was founded on a system of beliefs that were such that we could create a government by the people and for the people that did not require unjust taxation related to religious or otherwise internationally political just nonsense that might also be backed by religious taxation. And yet we now find ourselves, and I'm not at the point, I literally started my stream earlier. If you want to look at this, or anyone who's working at Twitch can verify this. I started my stream earlier and ended it because I was ready to just start calling people out. Not necessarily even by name, but where, again, if you're a family member of mine, or you're a friend of mine that I've known for a very long time, and you think that in every single moment or every single second of my stream that I'm solely talking to you, you're the narcissist. If you take issue or think that every single time I'm critical of religion, religiosity, or voting behavior, or how in many senses a large portion of especially our current Republican and conservative majority aren't necessarily voting in ways that I think Jesus Christ himself would agree with, and you're taking personal issue with that, FOH. Fuck outta here. I'm just going to start saying FOH. Maybe we'll make that catch on. Or maybe other people have already done that. I'm not exactly well informed when it comes to social media, but I am informed as to the text messages that I receive or the just general. It's strange that the people who've taken the most offense to a lot of the things that I've said haven't even really disagreed with me when it comes to the human rights issues or the things that I think JC and others would definitely agree with, considering in my last few streams, I've also boiled it back down to it's nuts that we can't get back to the golden rule or principles of treating all of us on this earth like human beings. That's not what they take issue with. They take issue with like liberal media and even talking about things like trans rights. Or I'm getting older and I have a handful of friends that have children, and I totally understand in a way that I think all parents will say I don't understand how concerned you are for your children and the next generation. But if I can extend that argument and even say that, assuming I'm a person who totally doesn't understand how important it is, like, to get into the details of what your children are being taught or to get into why you're so upset that your school might have a trans teacher in it. Like FOH. Because unfortunately, what I'm not hearing from a lot of my friends who have children or who have, can I even pull this up? Ooh, can I do this without doxing myself? What I'm not hearing from a lot of these people are things that are tied to actual educational issues or actual educational problems that we've had that have been growing now for over a decade. And well, maybe I can just pull up the fucking PDF. Because I literally read, oh my God, did I read this afternoon? I read a lot of shit today. But one of the things that I unfortunately went through, I didn't read all 400 pages of it. But I did read an unfortunate amount of the most recent reports that we have that, well, I'll just pull this up and show you. Before we get into NPR, there is a very sad problem that we have within the U.S. education system. And these are things that I will tie back to voting behavior, and I will tie back to many conversations. If you want to look at like the things that have been mentioned in the last 3 streams or 4 streams, the Program for International Student Assessments issues a periodic testing program for student performance that is focused on 15-year-olds around the world. There is a large portion of this, which we're pulling now, which is just from the US, which shows how different countries, but with a pretty big focus since it is US funded, on the US, like how we are doing on math, history, science, writing. And the writing portions are given in a number of different languages too. Let's see here. I'm looking at just the index here. Changes in performance and equity. Maybe that's where it is. How did countries perform in PISA? Or no, I think it is actually changes that we want to look at. Yeah. Trends over time. And I understand COVID is a thing. That's something that has been brought up. Where it's like COVID. Oh shit, am I not even talking? Oh no, I am. COVID has been a thing. And I totally get that. That it's been challenging for not only children and educators, but that since 2019, this is measured like every 3 to 4 years. I totally understand that since 2019, there have been a lot of challenges, but these are significant drops. If you're talking about trends in mathematics, reading, and science performance, this says up to 2018, but the most recent data from this report, which just came out, is for 2022 results. So that's what we're looking at here. And I mean, it's been, sure, you want to argue it's been on a downward trend in a lot of these areas, even if we had recent upticks in the last couple decades. It's still trending downwards. These are not good things. These are not good things. Especially as we move towards political systems that seem to be getting back towards strange arguments of theocracy, or where you have theocratic bullshit seeping in within the House, the Senate, things that I'm not going to continue belaboring the point that the United States was founded. And if you want to talk about the Boston Tea Party or Hamilton, let's just try to break it down into things that people might be vaguely familiar with that did happen within our parents' lifetimes. Because apparently you have to do that even for people who are running for president who are anti-immigration, whose parents immigrated to the U.S. And I am a great-grandchild of immigrants. I'm just going to say it. And I'll say it proudly in a way that, if you also, like I mentioned in my last stream, look at the top 500 from the S&P, or just the top 50, many of the people who've started, founded, and even just been those who've driven a lot of those companies forward were not people who are from some of the top families that have had oil empires or emerald or diamond empires. Or you can maybe pick a handful out of some of those things, but it's often immigrants who've come in and even helped spur large amounts of change and innovation by introducing concepts that might have seemed foreign. Or from an HR perspective, if you want to look at, like, even just strip it down to its core basis, HR is here to protect the company. But if that means driving an inclusive culture that can be more appreciative of people from a wide range of backgrounds so that you can develop a wide range of practices that fit a number of cultural needs, you'll not only do better with hiring, but if you can also strip away religiosity from a lot of it, which is generally accepted in most workplaces outside of some of the places where you might get yelled at if you say like happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas. Anyways, the point, I'm pretty sure, going back to a lot of those doctrines, is to treat other human beings like better human beings and to treat people better than the way you want to be treated. The golden rule. I'm not going to upscale it too much more than that, but do you think many priests, monsignors, bishops, the Pope, or JC themselves would say, that seems bad? No. Treat other people the way you want to be treated, or better. So I'm not going to get in too deep into international politics and stuff today because I've had some shitty texts from people that I know. And this gets back into stuff that I've lamented on too long for even the bullshit that I've had, and I don't want my intros to be overly negative or to be overly emotional or to continue getting into this kind of stuff all the fucking time. But it breaks my fucking heart. Like, it really does. I'm not lying when I say that. Like, it breaks my heart when people who I care about and know to be honorable, even good people in certain situations, then latch onto these types of things and hate. And hate. And hate. None of... Fuck the religious aspect to all this. This is gonna segment my audience, I know it, but like, fuck the religious aspect to all this. It goes even down to the current war we have raging. And those who are calling for like solidarity with Saudi Arabia? FOH! Like, get the fuck out of here. That breaks my heart too. But I've been honest about that. And again, going back to this part, these trends are the things that really worry me. And when I joke about, idiocracy and my concerns with the future, it's not like I'm trying to be some fucking boomer, despite being, on the lower end of millennial, but like, my concerns are that if you look at some of these things, if you want to call me a boomer and say that, well, we've only been measuring some of these things since you finished grade school and entered high school, my friend. Yeah. And unfortunately, I'm not trying to say that I'm end all be all or fucking absolutely wonderful when it comes to everything scholastic. But we're seeing downward trends. There have been a few upticks But just to go back again to anyone who's joining this is straight from the Program for International Students Assessment, PISA studies that are done every 4 years, which white dots indicate mean performance estimates that are not statistically significant above or below PISA 2022 estimates. So this isn't statistically significant from here, even though it's still a decline, but these are statistically significant. And they're decreases, heavy decreases. And you could say, sure, like we had a pandemic in 2019, so you're going to see a decrease from people who weren't forced to do math in a way that could be like monitored in class, or where reading comprehension. I mean, if you, especially you're on Reddit or other places and on our teachers or want to see the decline that's happening, yes, we are seeing declines. But the downside to a lot of this stuff is when you get right down to it, this is not what's being argued about in many places. I don't have a child that's currently in grade school. I don't have a child that's currently in preschool. But when I hear people who are in those situations, we're unfortunately not talking very much about how the US is not only not in the top 10, which we had joking kind of HBO-esque Jeff Daniels intros to. A decade ago, by the way. But we're not doing well. And if you look at this globally, there are a lot of places that are doing well. Like, here's where you can even see it. Among countries and economies where the pre-2018 trend was positive, several experienced a full or partial reversal of these gains in 2022. In mathematics, such a reversal was observed in Albania, Bulgaria, Estonia, Italy, Macau, Malaysia, Mexico, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Peru, Poland, and Portugal. In reading, Albania, Estonia, Germany. So you can now notice there are actually a couple of here that get mentioned more than once. Same thing for science. Albania, Malaysia, Moldova. Anyways, we're cutting funding to a lot of these types of programs in the United States, at least. And where I continue to have arguments with a lot of people who are even talking about concerns about their kids being taught about LGBTQIA plus or trans or whatever the fuck. If you haven't first complained to me about how your teachers are among those who don't give a shit about this stuff, we aren't also having an honest conversation about schooling and education. I would rather more kids have better sex education and education that relates to understanding and respecting other human beings like human beings, understanding why pronouns actually matter, which might actually help with fucking reading comprehension as well, or make other people who are reading things like The Great Gatsby or Lord of the Flies or other kind of historical texts and shit, go back to even the Iliad and the Odyssey, and you'll really understand when people start fucking their mothers, and that being the mic drop moment of that, why pronouns might matter and why reading comprehension has been important for over 2,000 years. Like, the people who are like, oh, fuck your pronouns kind of bullshit, like, I do wonder, even though I'm not insanely supportive of, giving away all of your genetic information to other corporations, or if you're going to talk about like 23andMe or other programs where you can send your literal saliva or blood samples to, like, you're paying to give companies your genetic information. But outside of that, if you look at it, I don't think many of the people who were a part of that are going to be the people who would have said that we shouldn't care about pronoun usage, or that we shouldn't enhance our language in ways that also match what we know to also be gender fluidic type things. Like Lisa Diamond, people that even historically, whatever, like Mormon-ish places. I think she's at University of Utah. Is that where? Yeah. Lisa M. Diamond, Utah.edu. So this is a pretty Mormon-esque area. But what's cool is there's people who are doing research on a lot of these things. And like gender studies is something that I'll admit, when I first came into my undergrad studies at the University of Kansas, after graduating and spending my entire life prior to that in Catholic schools, I didn't think was super cool. But then I started to read a lot of these things that tied back to, like, I'm not going to go into the TED Talks and some of the stuff which came out well after I was in school, but gender fluidity and a lot of this stuff, or fluidity arguments, are things that have taken hold. And if you don't like that, like, I don't know what to tell you. And I understand, like, as a late millennial myself, a lot of this is new to me. But I'll accept this stuff more so than I'll accept people who want to say that some 2,600, or even in many cases, like 14 or 1,200-year-old text that in other cases is also parsed together and like translated and transliterated and stuff from fragments that were found in a fucking cave in some pot that we also still know to be stored in that cave and written on those kind of decrepit papyrus or whatever pieces of paper by other human beings, as then being interpreted as like divine literature. I am not anti-religion, but I am anti any religious person, especially those who claim to be Christian, Jewish, Muslim, or otherwise, and do not respect individual human nature. Because I have read those texts, and I've read a lot of things around them. Many number of interpretations. And I'm not trying to tout my own acknowledgement to them, but if I go back again to my upbringing, I spent from essentially 3-year-old preschool to my senior year of high school hearing these things read every Wednesday, every hump day, and Sunday. So I got the fucking message. But you also start to notice after over a dozen years of listening to that shit, how certain things are taken and picked, or even on specific days like holidays that we have upcoming, you get closer to the nicer versions of Bethlehem, and maybe ignore all the like miraculous, like, and then she was immaculately conceived and Mary had a baby that was from God, and Joseph just kind of didn't ask questions about it. Joseph got fucking cuckolded by God is the best interpretation of that whole story. And then like had a whole vision of some weird ass angel that told him to basically just like take her to the area, which we're now also concerned with when it comes to the Israel versus Palestine conflict. I don't know how else to make these things more relevant. But I know a number of people, or where this goes back to even text I received earlier today, or I had over an hour and a half long conversation with my actual brother before I started my stream. And I did plan to start it earlier. I actually like clicked the start recording or start streaming button and then stopped it after realizing that I didn't want to make this stream overly negative. But I've started to notice a weird trend a very weird trend. And when I get into like Lisa Diamond and sexual fluidity and a lot of the research that has been done around a lot of these things for over a decade, that has shown that, hey, maybe even when you start looking at historical documents or things that go back to even pre-Roman times where we have like quite literal and detailed and graphic descriptions, you could consider it even like proto-pornography of people in power even using sex, male on male and female on female, as a way to essentially enhance their political power. And then you go even further than that, or you start looking at these things in other species, which it happens. This is another apparently like controversial topic. Homosexuality in the Bible is one of the top results. But for those who claim this doesn't happen in other animals, I'm just going to undo the thing here. And when I say we're innuendo and like LGBTQIA plus friendly, that comes from a person who was raised in Kansas and who thought, like, I didn't know what all the like LGBTQ, or even before I got into a lot of the professional work that I was doing, I thought the plus was just like you were super gay. I know that sounds bad, but I hope you know that it's coming from a place where if you just clipped that first part, I hope you can also clip the second part, where it's down to what you are taught. It's down to what the people around you when you are a child and when you're in your formative years understand. And maybe you're not taught that there is a lot of, and if you get into ducks and shit, like there's a lot of bird stuff in here, but like ducks can be pretty fucking horrible. But this happens a lot within mammals. And this stuff just now being recognized within certain religions, I'll say, you know, there has been a lot of horrible treatment to people who fit within these determinations, or who may have even been more sexually fluid while priests or members of these doctrines. Like, that stuff has been absolutely abhorrent. But there has been some acceptance in the last few years. And it's sad to see people who don't even recognize that. Honestly, the same thing we were talking about the other night in terms of evolution. Or let's just go back to like the Big Bang. When you're looking at these types of things, this was first proposed in 1927 by a Roman Catholic priest. This isn't the shit that I was taught in Catholic school. I didn't learn that the Big Bang was first proposed by a Catholic priest. You know, this is the stuff that I feel like would have completely changed the trajectory of learning. Or where you have a large portion, if I can take this back to the results that we've had from the international, student assessment on education, and where trends are down. They're not just down recently. They're very down from a couple decades ago, and statistically significant in most cases. And that's sad. If you go from 2015 to now, sure, you even look at some of the results or things that are talked about, like this is now like being touted as the influences of the pandemic, or the first post-pandemic assessment. But this is mean performance estimates that happen from these reportings, like that we've only been collecting for a couple decades at all. And it's down over time on all. Like reading, sure, it had an uptick in 2012, but it was down in 2015 and 2018. Mathematics, down in 2006, had a tiny uptick in 2009, but down even more 2012, 2015, tiny uptick in 2018, and now this is a mathematically significant drop And yet this isn't the shit that we're talking about on the news or that we're hearing about regularly. And this should be alarming. We should be finding out more ways. If I can get back into why I think this stuff is important, or why I would love to hear more reports and see more doctrines, including even, mathematical proofs and scientific claims from people who are also in whatever church. I don't care if it's Christian, Catholic, whatever you want to get into all the Christian denominations. I don't care if it's Christian, Islamic, Judaistic, Jewish. Like, these are the things we're still arguing about. Or when you get right down to the news that's coming out, especially about things in like Israel and Palestine, it's stuff that is going to be negatively impacting education for a lot of those children and a lot of the people on both sides, or where it's going to be biasing them towards a type of hatred and a type of just being automatically opposed to people based on their birthplace or based on their religious beliefs, or things that we continue to perpetuate despite all of the religions involved in all of these things. Like at their core doctrine, saying that that's not what you should be doing. And I've brought this up on the last few streams, but it keeps becoming more apparent. And the more I get texts from people that I care about and know, or that in many cases I love as human beings, like, it breaks my fucking heart. And I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. Like, I've joked for close to a dozen years now, like since I was in grad school myself, about how we do need a new religion. We need a church of science. And I'm not going to pretend for a moment that I think I'm capable of spearheading anything like that, but these aren't the things I'm hearing. Even people who I know, who I love, and who are in many cases even religious, like, this isn't the stuff they're worried about. They don't give a shit, apparently, about the decreasing education scores over the last 2 decades. They care more about, like, whether or not a teacher at their children's school is trans, or LGBTQ rights. Like, or expanding that to LGBTQIA plus or whatever. Like, and I shouldn't even say or whatever. I would not only consider myself an ally, but I think it's important to highlight that representation does matter, especially for children. And if you want to get children motivated about education, and you also want them to help improve the future. I don't have a child, so you're right. I may not fully understand what it's like to have one inside our current U.S. education system. But I'd hope that if I did, I would care more about how much they're being exposed and how much they're learning in terms of things that can help better their generation, regardless of how much they might also need to become more accepting of people who are doing things. You want to talk about even people who were dressing or cross-dressing. Look at our fucking founding people and our founding fathers in the United States. Like, they're wearing fucking wigs and makeup and blush. Holy fucking shit. We're not allowed to even call out current nominees for doing the same thing, or for wearing platform shoes and stuff. But, like, this is the stuff that bothers me. And I shouldn't need to have a child also to be capable of engaging in a more honest conversation about, like, this is the shit. Like, why am I not hearing about this from more parents? This is very fucking bad. Is very bad. Or why are we still having conversations, like I brought up in my last stream, about banning science books or things that say that the Earth might have been formed over 4 billion years ago, which is literally, I mean, I don't know how many other things we can continue to get into. Like we even talked about yesterday with arguments I've had with friends and family that have come up about this part here too, which again, if we get back into Catholic Church on Big Bang, the fact that I have to look this shit up multiple times too. Oops, I'm apparently not even typing the right things. Big bag. Big bag twice. The current, and for almost a decade now, held belief is that they aren't opposed to the Big Bang Theory, the notion that the universe was created with a boom more than 13 billion years ago. Oops. Pull this right back up here. Well, fuck. Now we're just closing shit. They did actually oppose some of this stuff, and they actually executed a lot of people, even down to saying that the, other planets didn't revolve around the Earth, and rather that we all revolved around the sun. But let's not get into all of that right now. Let's not talk about all the executions that happened, even for people that we have many scientific theories and things based off of. Let's just talk about the fact that there's still a divide, apparently. And still many people who I know who are Christian who want to claim that evolution, or Charles Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection, and the theory of the Big Bang, which again, even when we get into some of this stuff, was originally proposed by a Catholic priest. Like, how can we evolve past this kind of shit? Because if we can't evolve past this kind of shit, we are not going to become a multiplanetary species. We're not. If we keep having these wars where the core arguments get back down into whether or not the people who are committing 10 or 11 times the number of killings or murders or atrocities are justified because they hold a superior religious position, or because their text might give them a superior claim to the region, which in the most recent case, it kind of does not. Or even where that, especially between Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, all of these texts actually share origins. So, at the very least, and especially in areas where you have things like the Dome of the Rock and sacred temples that, if you are a follower of these religions, you should care about preserving. Like, it blows my fucking mind. It blows my fucking mind to continue to have these conversations about carbon dating and the Big Bang, or whose religion produced what text first, because like you can do that. Like, there has to be. I haven't done a full like history of religion kind of thing. Ooh, database of religious history. But if you look at this kind of stuff, there are clear like texts, especially when you get into monotheism, as what came first. we do know that all of these things that people worship right now were written by people. And the most popular ones came after, like, the invention of the printing press. So you can get into the details of this stuff if you really want to. But at the core of all these religions is treat other people like you want to be treated, or ideally better. The golden rule should be just like treat other people better than you want to be treated, or at the very least, expect other people to hold you to the same standard you hold them. Maybe that's like the kind of inverted. There is an inverse golden rule, which is like, do not do unto others as you would not have them do unto you. Bullshit. But I think at the very least, it should just be respect other people the same way you expect to be respected. That's still really fucking hard, apparently. But on top of that, the other issues we have is that we're seeing large declines in education. This is mostly focused on the US right here, but there are international estimates that show some of the same things. Again, I just went into the areas and among countries and economies where the pre-2018 trend was positive. Some experienced a full or partial reversal in 2022. But it's sad. And a lot of this is blamed on COVID-19 and the pandemic. And I totally understand. This is another thing that I know I'm being judged for by people who have children, which I'm getting older. A lot of my friends do have kids and stuff. And so this is something that I'm being told I just don't get at the core. And especially by those who, for some reason, are religious. And it doesn't seem that hard, where you should make sure your children understand as much, especially if you want them to improve the world they live in, to have them understand as much as they can about science and mathematics, which does require some form of reading comprehension. But like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to have honest conversations about this stuff, because the more I do this and the more I bring this stuff up, I'm getting not attacked, but I'm getting negative feedback from people I know and who, again, I love in many ways, because I seem anti-religious. Like, you want to fucking know why? Do I need to, like, how many in the current war? You want to talk about even just the current Israel and Palestinian war? Like, it's due to religion. We're still religious wars. Let's just do like religious wars over time. Oh, here we go. In history. They're most of them. It's like most of the wars, even for the modern period, early modern period, Middle Ages, like this antiquity, like the Iliad and the Odyssey included shit that was like, oh, these motherfuckers didn't believe in our gods. Who were they gonna go sail and fight? And Homer, anyways, like, and also incest and shit. But this is stuff that has permeated our history. And if we want to become better people, or the pale blue dot shit I was talking about on the last stream, pale blue is this picture. And this is actually the original picture. I don't even think I can make this larger. Yeah, this is as large as it was when it was taken in 1990. Straight from NASA. What is this actually called? There's a word for this. The overview effect. So you have stuff like this and pictures like this, which again, like this is the actual resolution it was taken on the first time. We'll go back to this. This is the actual picture. Fuck. But this is us. Like, we'll zoom in. But the pale blue dot, like, this is us. We'll get rid of the tracker thing here. That. It's a little thing. That is all of us. Every person who's ever existed on this planet. Every person's parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. And, like, you're not going to get much further than that. You're definitely not even going to get that far on Ancestry.com and shit. But, like, this is us. And this was taken in 1990 by the Voyager 1 probe. So we're still having arguments about our place in this universe and incapable of considering every person on this pale blue dot, which again is just this tiny thing. This is a real picture. I'm not making this up. This isn't, you want to put a fucking tinfoil hat on for this shit, then, like, be my fucking guest. But you're wrong. Like, this is all of us, even right now. And this is the most I can zoom in right now. But we have this whole conversation that ties back to holy wars or things that tend to just be semi-justified based on, as you see even here, the Israeli and Palestinian conflict, the Syrian civil war, and wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, even here in the US, or even why the United States itself was founded, and things that tied into our own most, at least, important civil war, which I hope we don't have another of. And it permeates these things, despite the overall general message being treat other people like you want to be treated. Make it fucking make sense, people. Like, please. Please make it make sense. Oh, we lost our... Oh, shit. Did I fuck that up? I might have fucked that up. I probably just closed the tab. Oh, yeah. You also have all this shit with the Satanic Church going on right now. Let's just talk about this for a tiny moment. Maybe we should just search for NPR, I guess. Oh, that's 13 days ago. Maybe we should... This is... I don't always want to go to Google. I've tried to do this all mostly through DuckDuckGo. This is 2018, which is one of this. This actually ties... This is great to show, actually, because this ties into the stuff that's happening right now. And we're... The Church of Satan... I know I'm going to now segment myself even more. Seems like a horrible, horrible thing. But this was founded in order to essentially counter things that did not show separation of church and state. Or where there were, like, First Amendment protections, which is what's happening right now. I'll just do Satan. Interesting. I wonder. Disgusting satanic temple display at state capitol in Iowa sparks free speech debate. Yeah. I don't really want to pull a lot of these up. It is interesting that this doesn't have like an NPR AP. Has been on the news today. But if we want to give USA Today some stupid credit, like, this is in response to Christians who claim that they should be able to display their own religious iconography inside the Capitol building, and where the Church of Satan said the same thing. And if you also have read the Torah, the Old Testament, or the Bible, which mostly references Lucifer from the Old Testament, even in conversations about Jesus saving humanity, it's from their own sins, not necessarily from Lucifer, the fallen angel, who was sent to hell to basically manage it, like some fucking site director by God, who, let's also not forget, had at that point apparently also eradicated life and done multiple mass extinction events a couple of times before that. And then also asked people to like commit to killing their own children and stuff a couple of times. Oops. Sorry, did I say that? Not quiet, but like literally written in the text that you continue to quote parts out loud. This is stuff I will get a lot of criticism for. I am an ordained minister of the... I am a Pastafarian minister. Flying spaghetti monster is something that everybody should be very well read on if you're going to claim that you should have some doctrine by which you need to live or have your moral principles based on. But this was in direct response to the Kansas State Board of Education permitting teaching intelligent design and creationism, which is the pseudo-scientific argument for the existence of God and essentially young earth creationism and shit that includes Discovery Institute-esque arguments and things that says that dinosaur bones were put here in order to test us. It's God testing us. Fuck out of here. Absolutely fuck out of here. And I will talk about this stuff all day long. It is an observer effect. Overview effect is what we just had pulled up. Yeah, this is what we had. But this is what I want to... Like, maybe we should just have a overview religion. I would be... Who wouldn't? If you actually want to talk about the proponents within many popular religious doctrines, do you actually think that Jesus or Moses or Muhammad would be opposed to this? I don't think so. It's a cognitive shift. The overview effect is a cognitive shift reported by some astronauts while viewing the Earth from space. And this has also come up when you've had people who've gone into space on different types of crafts, created, built, or launched from different parts of the world, and which in some cases have included many astronauts from different countries who've had to then travel to those areas and then spend weeks or months, or in most recent cases, almost an entire year on the ISS or in things that are circulating the planet. together, despite having maybe even your own agendas or some kind of spy-esque bullshit where your country has told you that the other people, the other astronauts on those capsules shouldn't be trusted. They're out to spy on your country. Like, fuck out of here. This is a beautiful effect that we have when you look at things that, yeah, like, this is a popular image. A very popular image. We'll just open it in its original from NASA-esque file. This is a real photo that was taken of the Earth. But do you know what Bill Anders said when he took this photo? When I looked up and saw the Earth coming up on this very stark, beat-up moon horizon, I was immediately almost overcome with the thought, here we came all this way to the moon, and yet the most significant thing we're seeing is our own home planet, the Earth. Or you have people from multiple countries reporting a state of awe with self-transcendent qualities precipitated by a particularly striking visual stimulus that is the nothingness that most of space is, surrounded by what all of us live on. We haven't yet made it to Mars. We have crafts that have. We have things that, like Voyager, have given us images of the pale blue dot, which we just showed. But when you see things like this from places we've been as people, it is so sad to then realize that even these people still have hatred for others who live on certain segments of this pale blue dot. That we all currently, or anyone who is probably ever going to ever listen to anything I will ever say, lives on as well. And yet we do have dreams for reaching the stars. Yet we can't even we can't even get over simple things like the history of our own planet, despite some of these things like the Big Bang being proposed by Catholics, and yet kind of often opposed when you get into book bans and stuff that's happened most recently by Christians. Or you get into the history of religious texts and start talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls, which comes with all kinds of controversies itself, but ties into things that are essentially foundational texts for Christianity and Judaism, which are then also foundational for the Quran and Islam, which itself acknowledges even Jesus of Nazareth as a prophet. Read it if you don't fucking believe me. I'm not going to sit here and go into the details of that because apparently that's controversial nowadays. It shouldn't be. But they should be looked at in the same way that we look at, like, the people who didn't believe that electricity was safe. And there's a lot of, again, acknowledged concerns and dangers related to especially people doing electrical wiring in their own house or dealing with electricity that comes from the power stations at their cities, or in many places, even the ways that electricity is produced. But that doesn't mean you should be anti-electricity. And I'm not calling for people being completely anti-religion. I'm just saying in the same vein that we treat when you look at how a lot of these religious texts not only share some of the same found in a fucking cave kind of literal texts, but the same way that we see the evolution of things that were, oh my God, fire, oh my God, electricity, oh my God, the internet. Like, there are pushbacks to a lot of these different things if you don't look at how they've evolved, or if you don't learn from those mistakes in the past. And monotheism, I don't think, is the answer to making us all apparently moral beings. Call me out on that. Same thing for why I mention a lot of this stuff, where if you're even looking at the common argument, even for being anti-LGBTQIA, anti-trans, whatever, is that this isn't natural. It's like, this is continue to go down this route and I'm not having honest conversations with people. Or even if you continue to go through, if you want to also talk about Roman history and Roman Catholicism and shit, we have a lot of evidence for that. And there's also been a handful, if not almost, well, anyways, there have been a large number of people within the church who've been convicted of doing things that other people within the church would consider immoral, or even criticisms against the last few popes for just relocating those individuals and putting them elsewhere where they may have continued to do harm instead of actually calling them out for the behavior that they themselves were against. But these aren't, the things I'm really trying to get into. Things I'm really trying to get into, when you get right down to it, are conversations about how we have the technology and we have the intellectual capability. We've proven this. We had better scores again. When you look at a lot of these results, or why I started off by going into a 491 page PDF that I did actually go through over 100 pages of. Like, I don't do this because I consider it fun. I mean, I do in a certain sense. Like, it is fun for me to read some of these things because I care about some of this stuff. But when I start getting into the results of a lot of this stuff, it's not fun. It becomes very sad, depressing. Like, it makes me question what we're doing as a society, especially in places where we try to claim to be a wonderful democracy. And I don't know. I don't think our founding fathers would be very proud, or founding peoples would be very proud of where we're at right now. Especially considering a lot of them were founding this country in the United States, at least for those, to escape religious persecution, unjust taxation, and control from corporations. And here we are, 1776 to 2023, somehow having to argue about things that involve taxation on corporations, unjust taxation on individuals, religious infiltration of our political systems. And it's how we're not, like, how do people not talk about this more often? Or how are these not like the most prescient issues that we have? Instead, you have people that work at Amazon making $16 an hour, getting pissed at people at Costco making $18 an hour, or the fact that some McDonald's within the US just recently raised their wages to like $20 an hour and shit. Yeah, I mean, but that's the whole point, is even when you look back at a lot of the religious doctrines, or when you get into things like the founding, at least as from what we currently know in physics, the founding of our universe, not just of people who started carving things in rocks and writing in cuneiform and stuff. Like, this isn't stuff that was even controversial a couple hundred years ago. Or it was in some cases, and especially evolution by natural selection. But even that is accepted now by most faiths. So you continue to have arguments about the Big Bang and natural selection or carbon dating and stuff with people that I just, I think don't even really fully understand their own religions at this point. And I don't know, it breaks my fucking heart. And I don't know how to be nice about it anymore. I'm trying to continue being nice about it, but the more I start getting pushback from people who have children and whose issues that they start bringing up are like involving shenanigans. I'm just going to straight up call it fucking shenanigans. Are involving things that don't even really directly impact them, but aren't related to their children's education, their children's like political knowledge of how to maybe improve the next generation, and are instead stuff that goes back to like whether or not they're receiving moral values or being taught like shit that is gay or trans positive. Like, fuck out of here. And there are a lot of people who, even if you want to talk about current wars that are happening, where each side can say critical failure, that they are against their own religious persecution. But if you boil it down to the doctrines that they both support, it should always be, or in most texts and most parts you don't pick and choose from, but the core tenets of all of those doctrines is to treat other people the way you want to be treated. And that's still controversial in 2023, where we still have weird arguments about locality, originality, like whose Sanskrit came first. I don't know. It's going to sound controversial again, but I think one thing that's good for the future is that we have less religion seeping into some of the education things. Unfortunately, not everyone feels that way. And I say that unfortunately because I know religion does do a lot of good. Or I've even had people who I love and trust, again, come out and say, even if you hate the Salvation Army, even if you hate the Catholic Church, even if you hate a lot of things that have been put forward that may lobby against, gay rights, trans rights, support private prisons, and all kinds of weird shit that's definitely, like, antithetical to their texts they support. You have those people then still pointing to a lot of those things where they say, hey, millions or tens of millions, or in some cases, hundreds of millions of dollars of support go to a lot of people. But I would point right back and say, even if you are talking about things like the Salvation Army or Christmas adoption drives or church fundraisers, a lot of those funds go back to the people in their communities. And sure, they may be open to the occasional person who's not from their community, but will any of those people be honest and say they may not wag that finger or point away or shoo or not give as much funding to somebody who may not be of their same religion, or who may be coming in for their first time seeking support without having given anything to the church themselves? If they're not in the yearbook, if they're not in that directory, if they didn't pledge their own 10% tithing, maybe they aren't as worthy. Fuck out of here. Give me you're poor, you're tired, you're sick. Like, these are the doctrines and things that, even if you ignore all of the complete mass extinction events and genocides and like testing of people that usually resulted in like infanticide or some kind of murder from gods in many texts that preceded or are still the foundation of things that most people follow, that's not what we should still be basing our fucking morals off of. I don't know. I was hesitant to even stream tonight. And I've been told already that some of my streams may have seemed like I'm responding too directly to or calling out people from shit that they've said to me off stream. But if you look at my previous streams, I'm not flip-flopping here. Flip-flopping. If you've known me personally, which came up even just a couple streams ago, these aren't, I think, controversial morals to have. Even if some people have been called me like progressive or far left or liberal. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole thing, is you even get into the stuff that's happening most recently in politics or where you have aid packages being withheld in order to make sure that we have more restriction at the borders, which I won't get super deep into all of those who support it like I have the last couple of nights, but you have a handful, if not dozens of people who are anti-immigration, whose literal parents or grandparents were fucking immigrants. And you then have those people claiming to be those who are of the give me your poor, your tired, your sick religions, or feigning religiosity in ways that how do you make sense of that? Like, how do you say you're Christian or Muslim or Jewish and hate other people because they're from a different country or because they're not the same religion as you? That's not how I thought most of those worked. I'm fairly positive that's not how they're supposed to work. But you say stuff like that and you're just called like, oh, you're just being cynical. You're just being cynical. You just want to be cynical and not recognize all the good that they do. Fuck out of here. We need to abolish these fucking barriers. And especially for those that are Christian or other things, like, what would Jesus do? He'd flip the fucking table. He'd yell at the people who were not only taxing people for reasons that didn't have justification, but calling against those even just general merchants in these stores, like store shop. But like, you think Jesus would have wanted tax cuts for people making more than $999 million per year, or companies? I don't think so. You think that's what Moses and Muhammad would have wanted? Like, again, when you get right down to the actual principles, it's hard to have real honest conversations about these things. And I get that there's a lot of politicking involved. But if you go back to the doctrines again, I don't think any of those motherfuckers gave a shit about politicking. It was more about what you actually said and what you actually did. And even if you're spending a significant portion of your time, say maybe even 200 of your 2,080 hours per year, doing some good, if during the other 90% or 80% of your time, oh yeah, well, yeah, immigration itself, even outside of the indigenous argument, which is a perfectly valid argument to have, and valuable thing to also reference, especially in North America. If you look at things that are happening in the areas that I'm more talking about, or like the even Israel, Palestine, and conflicts that have been happening forever, even around areas where I mentioned right when I started the stream, like Dome of the Rock and all these sacred religious areas have existed, it's based on a lot of them sharing this same texts that in many cases were shards of papyrus found in fucking caves. Like, indigenous to Earth is the way we should start thinking about this. Because if we want to ever get off of this planet or explore beyond just the moon and Mars, which we're actually totally capable of doing right now, just it would be kind of unethical to do given our current systems. It's within reach. But when we start doing that, the reason we look at like the overview effect and stuff and why these things are starting to become more common and researched and studied is because once you get off planet, which we've now had hundreds and hundreds of people do, the whole, like, who was born where or whose parents or grandparents immigrated from where argument becomes null. It's a null argument. Were you born on that blue thing? Let's just go back to that again. The pale blue dot. Were you born on this? Because if you were born on this, you're indigenous to this. That's it. Like, you're just, this is where you're from. I don't care if you're, I think this is like Australia, actually. Like Africa. And this is an interesting view of things. But this is where we're all from. Straight up. If you're born on some tiny island, you're still a human being. And I don't give a shit if that tiny island didn't get fucking introduced to Christianity during the Crusades, or didn't get invaded and infected and massacred during some other type of invasion, which happened in North America multiple times. Like, I don't give a shit about that. How do we move past that? Should be the real question. We have whole things like the UN Human Rights Council, and areas where even the US is the only country to have vetoed things that are currently happening, or the ceasefire. Like, in some of these areas up here. But like, how do we actually move beyond this? We have made it so far in just a couple of 100 years to be able to get images like this, to send people into space, to go from the Wright brothers to worrying about whether or not satellites might crash back down and kill livestock or people and stuff. So these are, in some cases, good problems to have. But yeah, I am more interested in also fixing this planet than colonizing others. I just also think if you look at even things like Dune, if you look at, or The Expanse, you look at books that have gone back a very, very long time in sci-fi that talk about these types of principles, they purposely strip certain portions of religiosity out of it because you have to move beyond that at some point. You have to, at some point, recognize that we are all people. And the funny part of that is that is the core tenet of most modern religions. Like, treat people the way you want to be treated. All people, regardless of nationality, religious belief, background. And in all honesty, this is going to sound extremely kind of out of bounds, or maybe even extremist itself, but even almost regardless of what they've done in the past. So I am all for making sure and supporting defense systems in place against like terrorist acts and against those who have not respected the humanity of other humans. But that doesn't mean that if you capture them, you can't still treat them with kindness, or you can't still treat them humanely, and that you don't need to bomb or carpet bomb or tactically strike tens of thousands of civilians in the process. And people make comparisons between what's happening right now to things like World War II and stuff, which was also, if I can remind you, an attack against, it was a religious attack in a certain sense. We just happened to tie that kind of religiosity also to a sense of genetic superiority and bullshit. Like, I don't know. I'm at this point, I do feel like a lot of my streams have been, to the criticism I've had, a little bit negative in their intros or in their non-gaming portions. But it's because I am responding to things that I've heard from real fucking people. I'm not making this shit up. This isn't how I want to start my streams. I didn't plan to have a 2-hour conversation, even with one of my real life literal brothers, even about some of these same topics, and get frustrated because I hear the same, if not worse shit, from people I'm not related to. But like, fucking A, people. We are all people. We are one body, one body on Earth. Like, we can't have some kind of church of Earth, some kind of church of science. We can't evolve past whose bullshit was found in a cave first. Or stop killing each other over how devout you are to some bullshit that by killing other people, you are literally breaking the doctrine of which you claim to support. Fuck out of here. Tired of it. It's so fucking, it's exhausting. Especially once you stop. Like, I caught a lot of shit from, especially after being Catholic from 3 years old to my senior year or junior year of high school. Caught a lot of shit. Once I did start reading other religious doctrines and realizing, like, hey, this seems like the same thing. It's the same thing. Or, like, what exactly is the difference between us and some of these others? Oh, like, we think this one person was, like, literally, like, they literally became a zombie and then asked us to eat their fucking flesh and blood. That's our difference between some of these others. We're the zombieism group. But you can't say that part either, because then they get real offended. But once I stopped being pro-zombieism, like, I caught a fuck ton of shit about it. Even when, and again, I know I'm not a fucking perfect human being here. I'm not claiming that I've been a perfect person or yogi. But for those, like, this came up in 2 streams ago, who have known me for a long time, like, when I, right, well, that's the zombieism, right? It's not true cannibalism if they died, right? Like, then they're dead. It's just kind of weird, but it is cannibalistic. But, like, they died and became a spirit ghost, and then you ate their flesh and drank their blood. Technically, at the Last Supper with the 12 disciples and shit, that was cannibalism. Eat of my flesh and drink of my blood. And let's not make references to vampires, because that would be out of line. But do drink my blood and eat my flesh. You get into weird shit, if I can backtrack to well, the Old Testament, which is probably a little bit, yeah, transubstantiation. And not just the transubstantiation, which also has to happen within the tabernacle. If you are Roman Catholic, you have to have it must be made of gold. You need to have gold in order to transubstantiate the flesh. No shit on that either. But if you talk about, like, Judaism and Islam, there's some fucking weird shit in there too. They all believe in their own version of, hey, we had this, like, super cool dude who came in, and it has always been a dude, unfortunately, even if that dude was miraculously born of a virgin, which also doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm sorry, but I've never, in recorded history, seen anybody do that. Ever. But anyways, moving on from that, it gets fucking weirder. It gets way weirder than just the transubstantiation and transconfiguration or rising of the literal dead. So, I don't know. This is why I say it's hard to have actual honest conversations about some of this stuff. But I was an altar boy. I rang the fucking bells. I understand.
Look who we
In
have.
nomine patri, et filii, et spiritus sancti. which is also kind of changed, right? It's now like, and with your spirit stuff. Either way, instead of actually learning languages that mattered,
don't get in my
I learned fucking Latin.
You're running your little operation only because I have allowed it. And I can change my mind whenever I want.
That's useful. It was actually kind of useful now that I say that out loud, but it is a root language for many other things, so I can't talk too much shit on just Latin. But I can talk shit on the people who taught me it, who in some cases, oh, whatever. I hate the hypocrisy, is I guess the best I'll say.
Hang on, give me a second.
There's so much hypocrisy in all of it, where it makes me sad sometimes to have read those texts. But I align myself now more with the Atreides than I do with the fucking...
We'll talk soon, Wakako. What do you want,
Sumerians
Johnny?
Or early Christians.
Jesus, who died? Not happy to see me?
I don't know.
Frankly, I'm not sure.
Again, I started my stream 2 hours late.
We had fun at the movies.
After having a very good conversation, but still a
Plus, got
conversation
a good idea
that
why you're
you
here.
can't pull people away from it.
Something.
Like the
And
argument
that's
is that like,
always a bad
oh, people
sign.
who are raised with this stuff are just indoctrinated, and that's supposed to fucking... That's supposed to be a valid argument. As a person who also, again, from
You're wasting
like, before
my
I
time.
was 3 years old,
Course I do.
but from 3 years old
Who better
through
could I
my
take
formative
it to?
years, had this shit
Out of
literally
that
shoved
whole
down my
crazy
throat.
crew from Atlantis, by some crazy coincidence, only you survived.
hell's that supposed
I not
to
only
mean?
don't consider that valid, but I also do appreciate how, because of that education and indoctrination, I was exposed to the things that...
Pick up the pace.
Ooh, maybe I should.
Just thinking back.
That make up these
You miss
things.
the old times
Like,
at all,
even outside
Rogue?
of the Torah, Quran,
Fine
and
with where they are. Fine
King
with
James
where
Bible
I
or
am.
New Testament, I've also read like
I
the
can see
Bhagavad
that. Shame no one else
Gita,
from the Atlantis had the same luck.
a translation of it, obviously. But same thing with the Analects, or outside of even just Confucius, like Kongza and Mengza, like the Mencius and the Analects are great texts. They were written well before even the Torah, or what we consider to be sacred texts for many of the things that are based in.
Guess I'm gonna go.
Anyways, I should just shut the fuck up. But the golden rule existed before any
We'll have the whole place to
form of
ourselves.
Christianity. You start bringing that shit up, you start getting weird, like
VIP
Confucius
treat.
says
Now
jokes
talk.
and bullshit
Just
like
what the
that.
hell are you insinuating?
And that's the stuff that starts to make me
That
lose a
my
little
bottle
faith.
behind the bar.
Yep, been waiting there.
But you gotta
Just-
have faith. Faith.
I never knew what the fuck for. But I'm starting to get some good ideas about how I might use it.
I do have faith in people. I just don't have faith in like populations. If that makes sense.
You're wasting my time.
Chose a
Now you're
cozy
wasting
life
my
for
time.
yourself. I'm just curious what it cost you.
We all pay a price for the choices we make.
But I do appreciate you
I'm
joining
no
in Critical.
exception.
And actually, I
That
love
what
your
you tell
commentary.
yourself when you're cashing corp checks?
That's what I tell myself when
It's also
I stand
not
over
just
the graves
cat
of the
bugs.
crew from the Atlantis. It's what I tell myself when I look at you now.
We meant to start
Well,
our
hey,
stream
The past is the past.
at 6 o'clock Pacific
But
time.
that's not why
with
you're here.
Just finishing
You want to drag me
Cyberpunk.
into something again, and this chatter is just.
But just like Rogue here, I've been dragged time and time again back into comparative religious conversations, or conversations not only about my beliefs, but also like why I believe what I believe, or why I don't believe what others believe, and how that may or may not make me a bad person, or how it then gets justified by like, well, but they do a charity drive a couple times per year, or they put even 100 hours per year into helping others. Are you telling me that you need to be a cannibal, or that you need to be Catholic in order to do that? Or we get into strawman arguments about like, well, how much time do you spend helping the poor and the needy?
This body, I'm not. Fuck. V's dying and I'm the fucking cancer killing him.
Let's also check and see
The
if
process can be
we have
stopped.
the cat.
I just
No,
have to.
Johnny. Don't start. Don't tell yourself you're out to help someone.
Ooh, maybe.
It's only ever about you, so you can feel better.
Look at Rogue calling me out for this shit. Oh, he is there.
You sure about that?
But you're always
Yeah.
welcome here, Critical.
Same
and
as it
honestly,
was
so
with
are all of
Bolt.
the other people who
Wasn't even about guilt, that.
I know I've
Just some fucking
been called
sense
out
of personal discomfort.
in real time and have alienated myself from, even since I've started streaming. But again, if you go back to things I've said since I started streaming
Pick
just
up
in
the pace.
September, or that I've been talking about for decades,
Well, maybe I've changed.
I just
I'm
don't know.
running out of
I don't
time,
see how we
Rogue.
become a multiplanetary species.
When that fucking clock strikes 12, Johnny
to your
will
point, Critical,
disappear and
isn't
V will
maybe
go with him.
necessary.
Need to get myself out of his head before
But
that
if we
happens.
don't change our behavior
We
on this
managed to
planet, I think
contact
it's something
Alt.
that can still
She agreed to
better
help.
all of humanity.
But
Only one place
Assuming
we can do
we
it.
also do it in
A
an
data
equitable
fort,
fashion,
Mikoshi.
which requires us
And the only access point we got a chance of reaching is tucked
not
snugly under
fucking
Sokka
judging
Tower.
each other
Arasaka.
based on your
again,
point of origin or
should've
religious
seen
preference,
that coming.
which is
Only an
particularly
idiot
hypocritical
does the
here
same
in
thing
America.
over and
or
over.
For
while
those that I
expecting things
have
to
been
work out
talking to
differently.
who are Americans, whose parents or grandparents, in many cases, again, are fucking have been immigrants.
You even have a plan for this?
And where their whole reason for coming here was not being judged based on their point of origin or their religiosity. Aww. Well, feel free to give a follow, and you're always welcome here anytime, Critical.
You're the best fixer in town. You tell me how we're gonna do this.
Did you say we?
That's right. Can't possibly work without you.
So what? I dust off and load up my tsunami? Rejoin your crusade against Arasaka?
Bingo.
When?
Dunno. Now?
And what makes you think I'd agree?
Owe it to yourself.
Makes
Is
you
that
think you'd
so?
agree.
Sure, you can just be the queen of the ball in Night City, but that's not the real Rogue. The real Rogue you buried while you climbed to the top. Look deep. I know you can find her again.
Shit. Knew this would happen one day. That one night, by some fucking miracle, you'd waltz in here and tear everything down. Some things never change.
And us. Have we changed?
I don't know.
Well, what do you say we go find out?
That last voice line will sound further away.
Will you lend me a hand?
We're at 100%.
Shut the fuck up, Johnny. Just stop talking.
Fucking Christ.
Creepy as shit.
Every time. Every
I just
time.
opened this up just for those who are wondering.
Never have I seen one not drunk as a pig sleep over 20 hours.
I remember that face. Gotta be Crispin Wayland. Spit an image of your dad.
Blood of the blood.
But what did I miss? Why are you here?
Wayland Yutani
The
Corporation.
boss will explain all.
Rogue.
There is only one boss. Let's go. The boss awaits.
Yeah, it's where we stopped last night.
See, you two said your hellos. Excellent.
Rogue, what's this specimen doing here?
He's our pilot and our ride to Corpo Plaza today.
All right. How do I take all this shit?
Our ride. So you're in.
Don't act all surprised, leadhead. Gears over there. Help yourself.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh shit, actually, here's one thing I'm curious about. I don't think I'm actually getting... I'm not getting fucking credit for my own drops? Oh, that's some bullshit. I just saw this when I opened up my stream manager. And I think I have to watch somebody else. Ah! I've already connected my shit. That's some bullshit. I'm not getting... I have to watch somebody else? That's bull... Yeah. I've said it twice now, I guess. How am I not getting credit for my own shenanigans? I've played for more than 4 hours. Damn it! Well, we'll watch somebody else. Maybe we'll raid somebody tonight when we finish who's also playing this game.
Grab some gear, Johnny. Don't forget.
Yeah.
What are these?
Retro thrusters. Anti-gravs. Strap them to your legs and you can jump from damn near any height. Christ, Johnny, I'm not your fucking babysitter.
Never mind. Got it. Okay now, gonna
I'll
tell me
read
what the plan
the
is.
item information.
Yep. Jack in the shard. Target's the Mikoshi access point in Arasaka Tower. Need to reach the lab floor. Hold it just long enough to do what we need to do, then get out alive.
All right.
Arasaka Tower's a fortress, the most secure building in Night City. Walking in through the front door just ain't an option. So, we'll get in through a window of our own making. Specifically, we fly in on a Militech Strix tactical bomber. First, we rain fire on the building's air defenses from a high altitude. Then we breach a wall on the 76th floor, jump from the AV, and survive the landing thanks to our anti-gravs. That's right. We'll land smack in the middle of a tropical rainforest.
In the
Contrary to popular opinion, Arasaka has panache at times. We cut our way through the jungle to a shaft located on the tower's vertical axis. The shaft runs the height of the building. We use our retro thrusts again. Reach the bottom floor quickly. We'll surprise the socks off security. They'll be in disarray. Resistance should be minimal. We hit the lab floor running, Reach the access point. The rest will be in your hands.
How do we get out?
I'll hold for applause.
As I said, there's only one boss, one queen.
There's no exit plan. Yeah, we're gonna get shredded.
Sheesh, didn't say you had a bomber.
We all have our secrets.
Guess nowadays a slick red Muzutani just doesn't cut it. How'd you get that?
I'm the best fixer in town, idiot. Enough said. Now focus on the plan.
Say
Saying
no
we're gonna
more!
rain fire on these assholes. Seriously,
There has to be,
I've waited too long for this.
like when we chose
bust
to help
out of your
her,
pants
there
just
has to be
yet.
like a different ending we could
If
have
we
had.
want to survive, we gotta do a lot
I hope this
more.
doesn't mean that we take over
Here comes the
V's
tricky
body.
bit. We're gonna knock a Jerugian 0401 ComSat off its orbit.
Blood clot satellite. We gonna make history, friends.
Satellite.
That'll freeze comms in NC, NorCal, and SoCal. Should buy us 3 or 4 hours.
Clearly
No
pre-Starlink.
coordination, no support, complete chaos.
You mean to tell me that apart from that fucking bomber, you have a weaponized space shuttle?
Nah, we're gonna do it from the
Got a
ground.
certain acquaintance at Orbital Air.
Mystery benefactor?
Highly positioned informant. I'll pay him enough to give us access to the Jerugian. The rest will be up to our old Netrunner friend.
You mean Alt?
Only one I know who can rip an Arasaka satellite out of the sky.
We did meet Alt, who said she'd help us.
I'm supposed to talk to Alt anyway. I'll convince her.
Don't fuck this up, Johnny. It's the one thing I can't do for you.
Said I'd do it and I will. So summing up, we fly to Arasaka Tower unnoticed and say hello with a welcome basket of missiles.
Then we convince
Exactly.
our
Then we jump
Netrunner
in, find the
completely
building's
in the
vertical
net
axis, and work our
uploaded
way down.
To the Mikoshi access
human
point.
being on
Yep.
the internet's friend
What'd you think?
to
See, just
knock a
one
satellite out of
problem.
the sky.
There's no coming back from this. You'll burn bridges.
To ash and dust.
All Arasaka's gonna be gunning for you.
Yeah, probably Orbital Air will too.
Assuming we
But as I see
convince
it,
our Matrix
they
friend to
braided
do
this whip that's gonna sting them. So, what do you think?
Plan's got more gaping holes than a kabuki dollhouse. But fuck it, it's gotta work.
It won't be the stupidest stunt we've ever pulled.
Rogue,
We did die once.
What?
I love
just
you.
thank you.
Aww.
Thank
I
me
figured
later.
we'd say I love you.
There's still the matter of Alt.
Do you know how to move around cyberspace?
Not
Well,
really.
V got some practice under his belt. Sure, I'll manage.
Head out back. Nix will show you the ropes. And you, Wayland, heat up the Strix. We'll be with you soon.
How long you gonna be? Might I have time for a nap?
That sounds good. Should probably save again. Considering our one save from yesterday at 2 in the morning.
Hey, so you the one gonna dive, right?
That is the plan.
Right on.
Are you tank?
Hop into a suit
Dozer.
and have a seat over there. I'm finishing up for the day.
How do I
So
actually...
you be resurfacing on your own. And don't fuck with my gear.
The fuck does that mean? Resurfacing on my own? I also have been known to pass out a lot, sir. Sometimes I cough blood up. You also didn't give me any instructions. You were supposed to tell me how to navigate the net.
Alt? You here?
I told you. Alt Cunningham is no more.
God damn it, you floating motherfucker.
That's so? Then why do I see her in front of me?
You see Alt because you wish to. It's a defense mechanism. Your explicit memory is simply creating a replacement image.
It's weird.
Having
Like
a bad dream.
You read my thoughts?
An oversimplification.
Ooh.
You still deny what you are.
We are an
A
engram.
construct. A set
Yeah.
of data. I know you.
You know me.
Like lines of code.
So why even bother talking if you know my thoughts?
As action precedes reaction, so Johnny Silverhand speaks before he thinks.
Huh. That's some
That's
kind of
beautiful.
joke.
Only a sliver of memory from Alt's sense of humor.
So you are still alt.
Well, this is all completely fucked. Now I feel...
Naked. Time is short. Netwatch can detect our local net traffic.
I like this.
I know how we
It's
get
beneath Arasaka Tower.
Predictable.
Holy fuck, you're doing it now. You're
The
reading
Divergent
my...
0401 poses no problem. I can deactivate the satellite.
Can you just hold on a second?
You will breach Arasaka Tower and locate the port into Mikoshi.
I thought we wanted to stay away from Mikoshi,
This
though.
is the program that will establish the link. I will send it with you on a splinter. Upon your opening of a back door, I will be able to circumvent the data fort's security protocols.
And take down Arasaka for
And
good.
once that's done,
You will be separated from V,
Ooh.
and Mikoshi will cease to exist.
no fear. I mean, something could go wrong.
Fear is the wrong word.
Serious shop talk now, Walt. This is a jailbreak for the others, right? The little souls will fly free.
Yes.
Not good enough. I know there's more to it. Just spill it.
They will become part of something greater.
Part of you?
Nope, keep trying. Don't understand.
Because it is not something you can understand.
They are gonna become part of her.
Fine, have it your way.
Is that everything?
Ah.
Wait, just one other thing.
I have no more time for you.
Lies.
Look at us. I'm a digital corpse, and you're a... well, you are what you are.
Yes.
Oh, I hate that.
Guess
No,
we
no.
don't have anything to talk about, do we?
No! Oh, wow. Are you fucking kidding me? No. I thought it saved when I was talking to her. It showed the save icon and everything. Oh, that's probably not one I could reload from without doing the thing. Damn it. Just like I can't do my moves or fast travel from here. Fucking bullshit.
Hey,
Yeah.
so you the one?
That it.
I'm finishing up for the day. So you be resurfacing on your own. And
Yep, we got it. We're figuring it out. You're good. Send us in. Maybe we do have to remind her. Me and
Alt.
me.
You here?
Alt Cunningham. Is that...
Well, you could wish me luck.
I wish you good luck.
Aww.
Gee, thanks. Ready to take
He
on the
fucking
world.
disappears. Oh no, that isn't that much better than the last shit. We actually might have learned more by doing the other thing. Oh, and we got kicked out of cyberspace. Well then, at least we look like we're in Portal now. I also did just get a message about ads, which I think already ran on their own. Fuck. Damn it. We're back.
They're in escrow. Paperwork's with Asukaga and Finch.
Oh, we can save again. Nice.
Yeah, everything's
Actually, also
got no reason to worry.
should update my
Now, pull over. Kill the engine and have a nice long look at the stars.
schedule.
You won't regret it.
Oops, that's too long. Whatever, fuck it. Hello, friend. Have you followed us? Did you rejoin us? Would you like some pets? Oh, maybe I have to change it. Oh, that's wrong. Yeah, that's definitely wrong. There we go. CatCam! Oh, Jackson in his prime glory. Look at that. Getting the back scratches. The shoulder rubs. He loves so much. What more can you want to see? Oh, he wants the head scratches too. Oh, and the jaw scratches. The chin rubs. Oh yeah. Lean in. Lean in. So cute. So cute. I wish I could I had a personal assistant or something to just follow you around with the camera instead. Cured. Very, very cute. When he leans into it like this, or like rolls towards me, it means he's just loving it. Hard not to continue delivering. Cats can be fickle creatures, but when they want love and are receptive to love, you damn well better give them love. Pet the damn kitty! No, don't fall. Don't fall off. Thanks, Princess. Alwani 2? Or Alwani? Aloni? Alonui. Alonwi actually sounds better, actually. I think, is that correct? Am I saying it correct, Princess? Alonwi 2. Alonwe. But Jackson, for any of those who have just joined in, is a 15-year-old rescue who has also made his way across the country with me and loves attention. But thanks for joining in. We're gonna continue trying to play Cyberpunk here in just a second, as we give him all the pets that he deserves. You got a scratch that even I can't itch? Big scratch. But he is very cute. And he deserves all of the attention, which is why he's the banner and background for a lot of my stream stuff. I try to highlight him at all moments, or where I really figured out stuff like this, which may not work. Well, that did work. Is also mostly just to... Ooh. I have not seen that. I'm gonna be honest, I have seen a lot of stuff, and I'm a pretty big Disney fan. I sing and have sung, even though my voice is terrible, a lot of Disney songs on my streams. Hey, friend. Hey. I love Disney movies, but I haven't seen The Chronicles of Prydain. Prydain? I'm gonna add that to my list. I do have Disney Plus too. have to check that out. Oh. Pentology of High Fantasy. Written by Lloyd Alexander. Alright. This is going on the watch list for sure. I appreciate you actually introducing me to this. But I haven't seen The Black Cauldron either, which appears to be the second of 3 or 4 or 5 books. So maybe I shouldn't watch that. Yeah, I think I'll hold off. I think I'll read the books first. The Book of 3, The Black Cauldron, The Castle of Lear, Terran Wanderer, and the High King. Supplementary, Cole and His White Pig, The Truthful Harp, The Foundling, and Other Tales of Prydain? How is it pronounced? It seems like Prydain. Or Prydain. But when I look at the chronicles of it, I see Prydain. Okay. I did get a Newbery honor and the Newbery medal. I'm gonna read this for sure. Oh, I don't need to look at what pentology is. But this is pretty cool. I have not seen that. But maybe we'll understand more about the princess's origins by doing so. Just as I came to learn quite a bit after reading all of the Dune novels before the Dune movie came out. Oh, I just saw they just released a new trailer today, and I haven't watched it,
Gotta go.
but I am so fucking tempted to do so.
I love you.
Aww.
Biggest raid of your life in that getup? Really?
You're gonna
What,
say
not
that
catching my
after
good
you love
side?
me?
Won't exactly shed many bullets, but that's your problem.
Aww.
Ready?
Oh, she wasn't talking to us.
Who is that?
My son.
Wasn't expecting that. You telling me you got a,
Private life. Yeah. And we'll leave it at that.
Is it
Ask
ours?
if everything's ready.
Yeah, it's ready.
Do we have a child?
Good. Now come on, or that lunatic will take off without us.
They really didn't explain the moon boots.
I like this joint. Gonna miss it.
Aw, she's shutting it down? Fuck, this really is probably gonna be the end of the game, isn't it? I was hoping this wasn't actually going to be the end game.
To the very top.
I suppose everything we're doing makes it seem very end game-esque.
So Wayland, what you tell him about the job exactly?
Also, do we have a kid?
Only what he wanted to know. His cut.
He any good?
I don't like this.
Aiming to be an NC legend before long.
Aren't we all?
Well, if you mean getting a drink named after you at the afterlife, that may not be possible, considering you just fucking shut it down. I don't like this. I regret my choices. What would have happened if I chose to just take the pills?
Not this time, honey.
Oh. Ah, fuck.
Wayland, take us up.
Copy that.
The Wayland naming too for like the Wayland Yutani Corporation for all the stuff that is tied to the Alien series. I don't know how they got away with that actually.
Rogue,
It seems like it would be important.
you're pretty damn quiet. Everything chill?
Everything's chill?
I just can't
Hella.
believe we're actually doing this.
Just like old times, yeah?
Also,
Just like old times.
Do we have a kid? Why did you not tell us about this? It's probably not ours, I guess.
What I like most about Night City?
What'd that be?
Take a look. See that?
The lack of
One day
traffic.
you're in the gutter. The next, you got the whole city at your feet. The whole fucking city.
Where no one can make you do shit. Not even those motherfuckers.
Oh, there is some traffic down there.
No idea how this is gonna end, but let me tell you, it'll be one loud morning.
Time we gave this city another wake-up call.
Yeah, we were also supposed to pick up explosives, which I don't see anybody with.
Jesus, it's so beautiful. About to get even prettier, too.
The hell you say? You two take a puff and not share with me?
I wish, Squamma. Eyes on the sky, everybody.
Cunningham makes her entrance in 3, 2,
2, 1.
Whoa, was that the Jerusalem?
Oh, there it is. Oh!
Hey, they got
The
a lock.
satellite
Damn it.
deorbiting,
What do we do?
burning up
Stick to the
in
plan.
low Earth atmosphere. Did you know that's actually how a number of the Starlink and other satellites are planned to be decommissioned? To deorbit on such a slow plane and trajectory that they're going to burn up, hopefully, before any heavy materials make their way back
Get us out of here.
to Earth.
Too late. Time to Delta's pass.
Wayland, get us to the top floors.
Don't laugh like that! Slam this bird.
Shit!
Oh, this is fucked. I mean, that seemed actually pretty painless.
Intruder detected.
Aw,
Initiating
fuck.
Hayabusa protocol.
Hayabusa?
Facility is in lockdown.
Suzuki motorcycle. That's what that's named after.
Hey,
Fuck me.
you still breathing?
Personnel must report to designated zones.
Actually, the
Wayland never
motorcycle is
jumped.
probably named after
Crashed by the
a
waterfall.
Japanese word. that
I'll
came
try to
way before
reestablish
that.
contact with him, then find someone who's got access for the elevator going down. Wayland, you read me? How many pieces
Doesn't
you in?
sound like it.
Still one I owe.
Oh!
And I think the local tribe's taken an interest in me.
We'll get you out of there. Don't move.
Hello,
As if I could.
We're going after Wayland.
Hello, little one.
Got it.
Hello, little one. Hello. Oh shit, we're not even doing the right thing here.
Guards.
Oh my god. Why didn't anyone tell me I'm being an
Occupied at the
idiot here?
Slipping by is an option, and so is taking him out all at once. I'll follow your lead.
I blame all of you. So we showing the cat? This isn't my fault. Get
We
wrecked!
can't use this term somehow.
Ah, fuck. We're just showing the cat. Getting so invested in the kitty cat. Forgot to show that we were playing a video game, too. Meow. 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 So cute. Okay. Knock, knock.
Okay, to the bird. I reached Wayland. Head for the waterfall. Waiting for you there.
Petting the kitty right now. Calm down. Oh, fuck. We got detected and shit? That's not... Hold on, my friend.
Okay, to the bird. I reached Wayland. Head for the waterfall. Waiting for you there.
Return to rogue optional.
Nah, she won't be coming.
Don't want to hear any more excuses. Don't stop cutting.
Ah, fuck. We can't actually...
What the fuck's going on?
Over here.
Stopping mission.
We got them both. Fuck yeah.
Got the access token. Now, the elevator.
Where's Rogue? Ah, fuck.
Spotted something. Securing the area.
There we go.
Just like that. Move your asses. I need backup.
Shit, okay, so maybe we are supposed to do this stealthily.
Okay, to the bird.
You got side scratches you want? Oh, you want chin scratches? Oh, big scratch, big scratch, big scratch. Oh, gotcha.
I reached Wayland. Head for the waterfall. Waiting for you there.
Back up here. I can't seem to mark them though. Oh, there we go. I guess they just have to be like line of sight. How did they still see me? I'm behind a fucking tree. How though? Who is that, another person? No.
Move your asses. I need backup.
Why? I haven't been sighted yet. We did it.
Wounded. What
That might be a good thing, actually.
You're only making it worse for yourself.
Ah, fuck. No! No! How dare they?
Okay, to the bird.
Sorry. I can't help but cut the kitty. Such a good boy.
I reached Wayland. Head for the waterfall. Waiting for you there.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking down heaven's door. I should just stop doing that. Is that the captain, though? Special agent.
Finally. Let's get to work. Hey, Wayland. You hear me?
Loud and clear. Door's all mine.
We each get one.
Oh, fuck.
Fujitsubo, requesting report.
No response.
Got Foster! I'm kicking up the power. Gotta get through this.
Maybe here? Yeah.
Huh? What now?
Over here.
Let's get out of here.
Yo, slick skin.
Move.
Okay. Interesting. Did not do that before. I also don't know if looting anything actually matters if we're gonna die. Just trying to do the most good we can with the time we have left. Where is Rogue? Oh, I see. She's just cutting across all the bullshit. Nice.
See that one? A high ranker, holding the access we need. All yours, Johnny.
We lost contact. I wait further orders.
There's a very big gun on her back. We can do this.
What's that?
Move. Does that person never move? Fuck. Shit. Oh, they do.
What's happening?
Over here.
Spider Murphy loved to say, look what the cat dragged in. Let's grab the access token and make for the elevator.
Got the access token. Now, the elevator.
Ah, shit. They see the body. This is unfortunate. But perhaps we'll be able to circle around this structure and take them out from behind before they alert others to the body's problem or presence.
Not a peek, eh? See those guys?
Look at you, still alive. Doing exactly what we'd planned. Despite not being part of the plan at all. This is the difference between a kill-all, oh, fucking shit, and disable playthrough mentality. Even the trees don't really seem to block our access. Or vision.
Yes, we're to summer.
Are you?
Of course we're to summer.
There's nothing to hack here to distract the miner. So I don't think I can take either of them down without pissing off the other. I don't think I got spotted, right? Yeah, I didn't. Sweet! There's still another one down there. And I think another one actually off to the side.
Maybe we can slip by. Hush, hush now. Eyes almost on you. Stay hidden.
Who sees me right now? What the fuck? Just those two?
They'll have eyes on us soon. Stay wired.
Why do the trees not work? Why can't I hide behind trees? Why are trees not a valid fucking thing to hide behind? That's how it works in most of real life scenarios. Hello, little one. Oh, big scratches. Oh, big scratches. Big scratches. Big scratches. Bite me, or do you want more scratches? This is your dilemma. Do you bite or do you want the scratch? I think you want the scratch. No, no. No more scratch! How you gotta do it. Okay, can we do this though? Nope, probably not. Oh, you're just not even gonna notice her? Okay. I see. So it's a sexist thing. You just don't like us because we're male. I see how it is. Discrimination! Look at you, all stupid looking.
Gua gua.
Gua gua for sure, buddy. Gua gua. Sorry, I had to do all the fucking work here. I don't know if being stealthy matters at all either. I assume it might. Oh. Big scratches. Ah! Yeah. Oh. Have to wait for that. It's forced.
The atrium. Jesus. It was just a month ago I met with Michiko Arasaka here.
Jesus.
Empty hallways.
The historical and
just like back then.
Potentially literal
Remember?
figure.
Of course I do.
Definitely not
You've
white.
changed, you know?
Definitely
Finally
not
grown
blonde
up.
haired.
And you're
Definitely
still
not
the
blue eyed.
best.
So, security rooms are on the lower level. You'll need to plow through.
Alright. And then? Nothing? Are you fucking kidding me? Ooh, this has some stuff. That is it. Yeah, that's this. I think the way we give positions to people in this company is utterly ludicrous. Why do staff have to answer to Adam Smasher? What qualifies him? What experience does he have in leading a team? Why do Arasaka officers with more than 20 years of experience have to report to him? Question mark, exclamation point, exclamation point. This is ridiculous. We will not stand for this. That's right. I don't only speak for myself. If the situation does not improve, do not be surprised if some of your best people defect to the competition. Due to the upcoming meeting of the Arasaka Corporation Supervisory Board, I am setting the following obligatory requirements. Number 1, during the meeting, all floors above 40 will be closed off. All Arasaka personnel will be restricted access except persons with authorization level 0-1. Number 2, threat level 1 will be activated 3 hours prior to the meeting. Number 3, internal security must be reduced to absolute bare minimum, including netrunners. Only dwellers should remain in the building to monitor key networks. The remaining erstwhile duties will be taken by independent specialists selected by Mr. Adam Smasher. Any infringement, number 4, of the above guidelines will be met with harsh penalties. Please inform your subordinates in your relevant departments. Charles Watanabe. Fuck you, Charles. Fuck you. Your stupid TPS reports.
Elevators are still jammed.
That's
Gotta
a
jump.
long way down.
Precisely why I told you to bring the anti-gravs.
Well, you didn't really explain how we're supposed to use those either yet. Suppose we're just gonna figure it out. Do it live! Oh my, I don't want to do that. The ecosystem is running at least. Ooh, that seems bad though. Why are you so slow?
down bottom.
Oh, we can't hack this thing? Are you fucking kidding me? Ugh. I'm guessing we weren't supposed to do that. That it's a happy accident that worked.
Johnny, careful now. Not a peep.
Everything looks okay. Oh, shit. They came back down here. That is where we're supposed to go, though. Fairly positive, since there's more people over here.
I'll never get tired of this.
Maybe there is a way to hack it from above, though. Maybe not. Fuck. Shit! I don't even know what I'm standing on right now.
Which way now?
Security room. Need to find the elevator to the labs. Fastest route to Mikoshi.
I don't think that's what I was supposed to do. I'm fairly positive it was not. But that seems to... We'll just save again right here, I guess. Seems to have taken us near the area we want to be. What is happening? What is happening here? Knock, knock, knocking on fucking slaves. Yeah, yeah. What the hell? I don't know why this is so delayed. Perhaps it has something to do with us gaming in 1440p, recording in 1440p, and broadcasting this out to the internet. Perchance. Oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What you gonna do with all that sass? All that sass inside that ass. That's it? You didn't even notice the body? Wow. Are you holding a... Oh, your gun just appeared out of nowhere. Fortunately for me, I don't have to worry about that. Or more fortunately to me, being able to fall 5 stories without apparently taking damage, and probably skipping a whole lot of bullshit that would have been very useful to me. Maybe even some exclusive loots that makes me want to reload. Whatever. How is there no one else down here either, though?
I need backup here.
Ah, well.
You asking to get clotted?
That answers that. You're so cute, buddy. You're such a cutie pie. No bites. Such a good boy. No. Ooh, that's very close. I see. That's what we got spotted by.
Eyes almost on you. Stay hidden.
Are they, though? Seems to me just like some random Harkonnen bullshit. Ooh, but maybe we can't take them out stealthily. Oh, I see. Fuck. So we can't take them out. That's dumb. Why not, though? What? Oh, maybe we can't take them out either. We'll find out. No, we can take them out.
Cunningham.
Maybe that's another skill perk.
Can't open it from here. Probably a control term nearby. Open. Patching in alt.
Let your woman out of her box. Let her show us what she's got.
Hey, you've always been the one. Know that, right?
I do. Just a shame you never did.
You're the one I run to. One that I belong to. Still the one I kiss. Good night. You're still the one. Still the one that I love. The only one I dream of. Still the one I kiss. Good night. Still the one. Stop taking your gun out. What is wrong with you, Rogue? Why do you look so angry, too? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening here? What is wrong with both of you? What kind of loop are you stuck in? And I'm the one that's having my mind taken over? This isn't good. Look at this behavior. No one ever wants to see this with their friends. This is not a good sign. I'm sorry, ma'am, but you seem quite literally stuck in a loop. I also want this gun you have strapped to your back. How do I take it? It's hovering off of you, too. Still the one.
Well, could have been worse.
I am singing Shania Twain.
Alt's in.
Are you mad about that?
I have
Don't get mad about that.
I have complete control of the building.
I'm having a party.
Elevator. Now.
Party for two. Inviting nobody. Nobody but you. I'm here. You're there. That's all we really need. We're gonna party hard. Yeah, just you and me. Don't think about it now. 'Cause I'm inviting you for a party for two. It's still Shania. Oh, fuck. So much for stealth. Alright, time to beat people to death with a dildo. Here we go. Oh, somebody's hacking them before we can even kill them. Nice. We don't even need to pull our weapon out.
Cavalry's come to the rescue.
Hey, Shania's got a great voice. As I've covered in other streams I've had, I'm not only a product of Kansan origin, but I am a huge fan of female vocalists. To the point where that's mostly what I listen to. We went through my Spotify recapture 2 streams ago, and it was mostly like power vocals. And not even country shit. I mean, it's like Alicia Keys, who I went and saw in person in like the YouTube theater here in Los Angeles. I mean, just last year. And a bunch of other stuff. Like, I am comfortable enough in my own sexuality. What is happening here? Where I love that shit. I took someone on a date to see Alicia Keys. I didn't say that. Oh, hello. I didn't say that on my previous stream, but now that we're getting more honest about things. The Crane Wives? I have not heard about this. Shit, we're learning all kinds of new stuff. I've already added the Chronicles of Prydain to my watch list, but now we've got Crane Wives. Let's fucking do it. Ooh. A 4-piece indie band founded in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Homegrown indie folk from out of Grand Rapids that defies musical stereotypes. Fuck yeah. I'm totally down for this. Aw. It's like, it's split too. I'm just gonna show this. Hey. Thank you, Princess. I really appreciate the follow. It's also very good to have you do that because it seems like my alerts still are not fully working, which we'll work on. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna listen to this tomorrow. For sure. I always like getting into new music. But we're gonna... Oh, no! I don't know if I can do that right now. That is actually... So, this is something good to test. Because you just gave me the follow, like, right now. And it didn't pop up. But when I was fucking with this last night, where it didn't work, it works. Ooh, but the sound doesn't. Am I doing something wrong? What is going wrong? Like, just to show you on my even OBS, when I do this... Oh, now I have the audio. That's what it's supposed to do. Which it does show up even on my bat screen here. And I have these alerts. Some of these things where when you do the tests and you run the test behavior. If you want to do that, I'm genuinely curious why it did not pop up. I got even the automated message from Shame Elements. But I didn't get the... You didn't get the even Christmas. I customized it to even have the Christmas theme. Wait, did you already just do it? Fuck. Fuck. I need to just probably nuke it. I need to nuke all these things. I did get the notification that you did refollow me. But not through this. Ah! All right, so just to get a little bit deeper into the back end of what this looks like. So we have our starting soon, which pops up kind of slowly with our cat and countdown, which is also holiday themed. We have our bat screen, which has the cameras all throughout my house. And then we have like the no overlay, just me. Hello. Only background stuff, but I have so many more things I then have at the top, or I can do some of these even just by doing my hotkeys. So this is what I'm normally doing, is I'm switching between different cameras where the cat might be, like, are they up here? Are they right there? Are they right there? I don't know how fast that's showing up, but every time I test out this bullshit, it seems like it should be working. And where I've even set it to have OBS, you know, handle the audio and shit, it's still not, it fucking doesn't appear all the time. Or it does appear sometimes, but not other times. But yeah, these are all my different... We can zoom in on the cat a little bit more. These are a bunch of my different scenes. The outside ones and other things are for other things. Or this is just in general. Be right back. I do appreciate you doing that, though, Princess. Why it didn't show or why it's not working is a mystery. A mystery that I was hoping to have solved yesterday. And where we actually had a huge raid, or where I even see your unfollow and refollow. Like, we did do a raid yesterday and had a raid and did a raid. But the subscribe stuff showed up. We had a handful of other follows and a couple of these showed up. But why all of them didn't show up, I don't know. I don't know. All of my alerts are enabled. There's no delay. I do appreciate it, though. And I not only appreciate it, I appreciate having it happen during a time where I don't know why the alert stuff isn't working. Or when every time I test it, like, I'm just gonna click the other test things. Like, all the tests work. Why doesn't the actual shit work? Fuck my life. No, you're a perfect help. I mean, there aren't very many great tutorials about this stuff. In all honesty, I'll just show this. This doesn't like give away anything, but even if you look at like Streamlabs compared to just OBS, if you look at the video that they link to for how to set this up, this is 8 years old, and it's even in the description. This video is old as heck. Just install OBS as it comes with browser source. If you paste the link and it still does not work, you either need to update your version of OBS or have Streamlabs help you with your account. It is now called Streamlabs, so ignore me saying Twitch alerts. You can skip manually installing the plugin if you install OBS using this link. So this is also before Twitch alerts, which is now Streamlabs, literally forked. Like, I'm going to go on a tangent about some of this stuff too. GitHub. Wow. Streamlabs is a fork of this. Slobs. Streamlabs Desktop, the paid feature that many people use for these alerts and many other paid systems, is literally a fork of OBS Studio. No shit, no joke. If you look back into it, that's where this came from. And it was also originally called Twitch Alerts, which they then changed to not seem like they were directly affiliated with Twitch. But like the videos that they link to some of this stuff for setups is so fucking old. I think they just are trying to force you into paying for some of these things, to be honest. Even though their own bullshit started as a fork to the OBS Studio project. So 7.4 thousand forks, which we're not going to go through. But if we did go through many of them, we would find right here at the very top, Streamlabs. So for anybody that's like, oh, why are you being so weird about open source stuff? Why do you like open source stuff so much? Why do you care about whether or not Slobs and Streamlabs is charging more money for features they used to offer for free, which were built off of other features that were literally built in order to be open source and offered for free? This is fucking why. Their entire platform and system is not only forked and built off of open source systems, which they're still technically reliant upon, and sometimes have features break if OBS Studio, their fucking base, anyways, has updates. This is the kind of stuff that blows my mind and drives me crazy, where when I just started streaming in September of this year, didn't take me long to figure out that some systems might be more driven by profit orientation than others, especially when you then get into their forks or the forks of previously existing open source projects, which are still getting updated, that then don't include all of their updates. Why is it that if I want to actually have Streamlabs work for their desktop system, I need to then pay fucking money in order to have this work as intended while built on open source projects? Fuck out of here. FOH. So, this stuff drives me nuts. But making all of these different alert boxes and things work, to me, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've set up some of this stuff. We've even set up even custom. This should be different than this, which should be different than this. But none of it seems to be working. Like, that shows up. But that's just me testing me. When real shit happens, like last night, where we had subscriptions and a handful of follows. And again, thank you, Princess, for following. The fucking alerts in, like, 2 cases did work, which makes me even more frustrated, because then that means, like, it can work. Oh. We just have people dying left and right next to us. Apparently I monologued for so long that my friends killed everyone. But that's the kind of stuff that you're also not supposed to talk about, right? Like, you're not, especially if you want to be, if you want to get partner status, don't criticize the overlords, even if the overlords may have fucking taken over even TwitchCon, which is now ran by fucking Amazon, which is fucking sponsored by a bunch of companies that took over open source software and built paid proprietary versions on top of.
Bullshit.
Know that look?
You're not supposed
Got
to say
something on your mind?
Ever think back about why we did it?
Did what?
Why we took on the corpse, strapped in leather, chrome, and iron.
Don't know, Johnny. We were young. Hot blood in our veins, shit judgment in our heads, like all pups.
We fought for beauty.
Maybe we were clear-headed.
Not knowing what was good or true.
Maybe it was age.
It was only the beautiful that meant a damn thing to us.
Made us weak.
Don't let your mind wander.
Willing to bend
We'll
to
kick
the
around old brain
corporocracy.
cells over vodka once we're done.
Corporatocracy.
My treat, eh? Or people with stories of the olden days, just like my grandparents.
I'm not gonna lie, I hated Wayland at the beginning,
The
but he seems pretty legit now.
Stopping
Especially
their
after
advance
getting in
is
our
my
faces
priority.
while we were passing out.
Continue on your way alone. I've cleared
Ah,
the path, but
all
you
right.
must hurry. An elite security unit is following you.
Oh,
Made a run for it. Wound up turret fodder.
Holy fucking Christmas. Who is she?
holy
Oh,
fucking
shit.
Christmas.
Seems Cunningham's made strides these last decades.
We should probably hack this. No? It's not hackable. Oh, if she can do all this, why didn't you do this earlier, Alt? The fuck? Why'd we have to do all of that by ourselves? But yeah, I've also had arguments and gotten into arguments with a couple of other people who literally did not know, who've streamed longer than I have, that Streamlabs and other things were built on top of OBS Studio. Open broadcast, like open source systems. And when you wonder why some of these things may not play well together, is it too much of a tinfoil conspiracy to think that maybe it's purposeful? Or that the ones who are now charging money for systems built on top of what used to be open source free systems may be restricting their things or making it more difficult for you to make their things work with free open source things in the pursuit of profits? I don't fucking think so. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just... that's just capitalism. Doesn't mean you need to like it, though. Dear Sir, our team has encountered unforeseen complications. Previous research into the use of using consciousness backups have produced unsatisfactory results. After eliminating informational chaff and technical distortions, we have not been able to exceed 19% CE. The fact of the matter is, we are talking about using experimental technology for a purpose other than for which it was created. Please take into account that we rely almost exclusively on the work of A. Hellman, plus the other fact that the head of the project destroyed all essential documentation has not made things any easier. Of course, my team is working tirelessly to achieve the 60% target, but when that will happen is impossible to say. I would also like to add that an increase in funding and staffing would go a long way to speed our research in a significant way. Capitalism isn't necessarily the enemy of progress, though, Princess. I do think, like, democratic socialism or capitalistic principles do have their place, and that we can do better with them. We actually know how to do better with them. We have had the technology. We've had the knowledge. The science exists. We just don't have an informed republic. Or why the entire first part of our entire stream was based on getting into decreasing science and math scores. Also, probably not the fucking best thing to do if I want to increase my exposure and widen my audience, but fuck it. Fuck that. Fuck that to hell. what are you gonna do? Call me the asshole because I think children between the ages of 3 and 15 should be getting better educations in the system that I also support increased taxation on? As a person who's also, in many cases, over the last decade, paid more than 40% of my income in taxes. Like, I'm not just preaching from some ivory tower as an academic who's saying these are what we should be putting into place against, you know, corpo-capitalistic systems. I'm a person who advocates for increasing taxes even on myself and those who have made larger amounts of money in the past. This isn't
looks like our work here
me
is already
being
done.
against those in the 10%, 2%, or 1%. But as we did a few streams ago and showed the extreme fucking difference between even the 1% and the 0.01%, like, it is so... The gap is so wide, I don't think many people still can actually grasp it. And you can show it, you can scroll for literally like 10 minutes and show these things on screen as much as you want, but most people don't give a flying fuck, which is the honest part. Like, that's the truth that's hard to actually swallow. Is capitalism isn't the enemy of progress. Stupidity, willful ignorance is the enemy of progress. But we don't like to hear that. And the willfully ignorant will vote against that, even in cases and places where not doing so would benefit them significantly in many cases. Just, I don't know, starting to get tired of... I'm not going to change my stance, no matter how tired I get. But I am getting tired of being challenged by the willfully ignorant about things that, in many cases, I support that would be, or have been, at least in my past, against my own interests in order to support them. But yet they've still, in many cases, voted against. Make it make sense, folks. Fucking make it make sense. Well, yeah, but even then, modern capitalism is still subject and beholden to democratic principles, and even treating corporations, or like the Dodd-Frank and like a lot of corporate bailouts and things we put in place that even treat corporations like people are things that could have been opposed. And which, if you look back on even statements, again, by those who founded this nation, were things I don't think they would fully support. I mean, even getting into Hamilton, or getting into the details of how we created modern banking in this country, I'm not against having a system that has some backing in reality, if we're talking about that, for some type of national banking system or Federal Reserve. But the Federal Reserve itself was also supposed to create a reserve of materials, goods, or otherwise bullion that backed our currency. We are now so deep, not only into debt, this is where I might even diverge from some of my more progressive or democratic colleagues in saying that, like, it doesn't matter how much we spend as long as we can produce. I don't think that going into trillions of dollars of debt is a great idea, or having a currency system that is not backed by literally fucking anything, when the entire point of the Federal Reserve was to create something that in many cases held actual gold. It does still kind of, in a general sense, but not enough to offset the amount of fucking dollars we're printing. Like, these are also things that did not used to be controversial. And in many cases, we're considered fiscally conservative, or which Republicans, if you want to go back to, I hate the two-party system we have. But I may consider myself progressive in terms of many of my ideals and things I support. But you can actually have universal health care and also have a fiscal system that isn't debt-based, but is based on some type of reserve. We don't have either of those things now, and yet I'm considered a fucking weirdo for wanting to have both. But that's not unchecked capitalism in either sense. You can, I mean, it's more democratic socialism when you get into universal healthcare, things of that nature, but you can still do those things democratically. And in even a capitalistic society, depending on what you privatize or what you don't. And we've privatized a lot of stuff, but we've also allowed some of that to go unchecked as well. The fact that we're now starting to finally scale back private prisons and private, banking institutions that have needed bailouts handfuls of times, and things becoming too big to fail. I could talk about this shit forever. I probably shouldn't, though, because it just makes me mad and sad.
So close, I can almost smell the data stream.
Especially when...
Room past the partition. We cross it, and we're at the core.
The majority of the people I know are not fucking top 1%, top 10%ers, and yet they support things that are actively against their own interests. And I cannot make that make sense. I've given up on trying to make it make sense. At this point, I've just... Stupidity reigns. Idiocracy was a documentary. Prove me wrong. What am I doing wrong here, though? Oh. We can't hack it. We have to do this part manually.
You can always start over.
I am not still in Kansas. Thank fucking God. But I do travel there regularly. Oh! No! Ooh, that's very bad.
Eat shit and die.
Fast, smash her. Hold and
oh no! Oh, perfect block! Oh, this is fucked. This is really fucked though. Did Rogue fucking die though? Oh no. That went from 0 to 100 real fast. No. But Jackson is from Kansas too. We both were not only born and bred in that state.
Okay, so close I can almost smell the data stream.
But we have made our way out of it.
Room past the partition. We cross it and we're at the core.
It looks like
turn
Rogue
back time,
dies,
Johnny.
though.
Ever. But you can always start over.
But I live in LA now. Los Angeles County. Yeah, that doesn't look healthy. She's bleeding a lot.
Fast, smash her. Interesting. Who we got here?
Punch me. Shit. Oh, we can't block that, I see. Fuck. What the fuck is that? Okay, so he does a lot of moves we can't block. New York to the south, having a great time with the people around me. So I will say though, as much as I talk shit on some of that, what bothers me most is I know a ton of people who've been in Florida, who've been in Georgia, who've been in Maryland, well, Maryland's not south, that's like northeast. I know a lot of people who
so close,
don't hold these views, despite being surrounded by them.
We cross it and we're at the core.
And yet,
Turn
we
back
can't
time, Johnny.
seem to drag ourselves out of this stuff. But we still have these.
Start over.
We seem to be swinging in the wrong direction. That's the shit that I don't get. I really don't fucking understand. But upstate New York has its own problems too. I won't pretend like it's only the Midwest that has its problems. I just wish we didn't have. We're supposed to have a separation of church and state, and we're supposed to have. Oh shit! Where did I? Fuck. We're supposed to have politics that are free from a lot of these things, and yet we fucking don't. That's what this nation was literally founded on! Fuck. I'm gonna die. I don't... yeah. Make it make sense. When you hear people who fucking label themselves as founders, truthers, whatever the fuck.
Okay,
have you
so
read?
Close, I can almost smell the data stream.
Have you read many of the things they wrote,
We cross
especially
it and we're
the
at the
things that
core.
were
Can't turn back time, Johnny. Ever.
critical of religion, the Church of
always
England, doctrines, which definitely call fuck out of here.
I remember you, cunt.
I don't want to watch this again.
Eat shit and
I don't know how else to take him out. Maybe I can't block the rockets. Ooh, I apparently can't block his regular rockets either. Damn it! Oh shit, it's already almost 2 a.m. too. Fuck! We can do this. We can do this. I want to hear this song too. Jackson's having a good time.
Okay, so close, I can almost smell the data stream. Room past the partition. We
can't turn back time, Johnny.
I know we can't. I know. We're doing Here we go. We skipped all that.
I will rain from your skull.
Okay, so maybe that's how. Maybe we are supposed to run from them. I see. Oh, maybe not. Just ripped us down. No, we missed the block again. Fuck. Yeah, we're gonna die. Oh, we can almost heal again though. Oh, we blocked finally. He's still at 76% health himself though. But we're under half. Fuck! The explosives you can't block. I don't know how to block that. I guess you don't? Fuck. No! God damn it. Ah! All right, we're gonna do this one more time. 69 hours and 51 minutes. Didn't realize we planned it so perfectly.
Okay, so close I can almost smell the data stream.
Too bad we can't do
Room past the
69
partition.
hours and
We crossed
69 minutes.
Turn back time, Johnny. Never.
Fortunately,
You
it's not the
can
way time
always
works.
start over.
Yep. We're pressing the skip button if you're wondering why this is faster. We're gonna try to fuck. Take it out in here. That's 2 fucking blocks. It's this shit that hurts us. Fuck. Three blocks! We're not dead yet. We're just about to die. We can still make it out of here. No! Oh, I believe in me too. I believe in me too. I probably shouldn't be using the Kildo as my primary weapon against one of the what seems to be end bosses. But we've leveled it up. It's been our primary weapon of choice. Probably also why we've never.
So close, I can almost.
Despite the charity stream.
Room past the partition.
Probably why Twitch doesn't like us very much.
Johnny. Never.
Is within TOS. We read the
Always
terms of service.
Start over.
Found out that this is allowable. It's probably not the favorite thing. Is it though? Ooh, get blocked, bitch! Get blocked! It does like 1% damage when you don't block. Fuck! We're dead. Okay, so we can't get trapped at all. Also, Princess, I thought you had to work early in the morning. Not to drive my followers away or anything. Am I keeping you up? Is Jackson's cute sleeping next to me?
Okay,
Preventing
so close,
you
I can
from
almost
having
smell
a
the data stream.
productive day tomorrow.
Room past the partition.
Turn back time, Johnny. Never.
Ah! Don't want to see this anymore. I do think maybe our brain is just fried too, though. It is later. We started much later. Although we're almost 3.5 hours into this. Alright, we blocked the first one that time, which immediately started them at much lower health. Oh, fuck, I don't think we can block that. We can't block that. That just immediately kills us. Okay. Alright. I really should have probably not put so many points into this fucking dildo weapon.
Okay, so close I can almost smell the data stream. Room past the partition. We cross it and we're at the core.
Am I stupid? We are gonna kill Adam Smasher with a fucking dildo, though. I'm now committed. I am committed. Get fucking smashed, motherfucker. Yeah, so we have to block them all. Ooh, we missed that one, though. Oh, we're gonna die if we don't. Oh! Fuck. There's some shit we have to dodge. Or it'll just murder us, I guess. He can also just teleport across the fucking map? How fair is that? Oh my god. We're gonna die. We're gonna die. Bye-bye. No! I'm sorry, buddy. Did I wake you up by my screaming? I didn't mean to scream at you. I wasn't screaming at you, actually. Just near you. Don't misinterpret.
Okay,
I don't want to see
close,
this again.
I can almost smell the data stream. Room past.
Oh shit, he already shot me?
I will rip your brain from your skull!
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. We've done better. We did better at the very beginning. That's not entirely true. One of the last, like, 2 deaths ago runs was... I'm out of water. We're out of eggnog. We're actually not out of eggnog, but I probably shouldn't drink anymore considering it's after 2 a.m.
Okay, so close I can almost smell the data stream.
Water, though.
Room past the partition. We cross it and we're at the core.
We're just holding the fast forward button right now. Oh fuck, we missed the first block again too. Ah! We're missing all of them now. This is very bad. We killed our friend!
There will be nothing left.
Fuck. Maybe he has to be like super close to do his melee stuff?
Struggle if you win.
Maybe, yeah. Ah! Fuck! Oh, you're still alive. That's good. Ah, fuck. We're doing okay, though. Minus that. And that. It goes into that when we get below 50% health automatically. We can do this. We can totally do this. Does Jackson believe in us? We can do this. Maybe the hardest fight we've had thus far. Probably also put these back.
Okay, so close I can almost smell the data stream. Room past the partition. We cross it and we're at the corner.
For cuddles.
Can't turn back time, Johnny. Ever.
Alright, so we have to pull it out immediately. We gotta whip it out. Lock. Yep. Ah, fuck. This is where it gets fucked. Oh!
I will rip your brain from your skull!
Will you? Oh, fuck. Maybe he will. Fuck! That does so much damage. Oh, it's not fair! Oh. Okay, I think I need to just, like, sleep on this. Oh. Are you getting frustrated on my behalf? Are you sensing my heart rate increasing? What is our heart rate right now? Let's just check here. Ooh, 91. That's pretty fucking high. That's 92 now, actually. That's higher than we normally get. That's pretty fucking high. Insomnia laundry. Oh, that's what I usually do. Especially when I can't sleep, I like clean. I like clean my fucking shower and do laundry and stuff. I will listen to the Crane Wives for sure. I also am curious how they got their name.
Okay, so close I can almost smell the data stream.
Are they married?
Room past the partition.
Is it like
Can't
two
turn
couples?
back time, Johnny. Ever.
How does it make sense? I will for sure listen to them. I'm gonna try this one last time. I'm not feeling super good. And in all honesty, I should
smash her.
Upgrade my fucking bullshit too. Look at this onesie we're wearing. What is this? Like, we have some upgrades that I just haven't even spent. Oh no, I did spend them. Okay, never mind. I lied. Get smashed, bitch! Ah. Oh shit. Oh fuck! We can't block that. Like, he has unblockable moves, too, which is unfair. Everybody else we fought, like, we can block shit from. He just shoots missiles and does, like, fucking aerial attacks that we cannot block. We can't stun him with that shit, apparently, either. Ooh, can I hack this shit and make it friendly, though? No. Oh, that's not good, though. We'll die while trying to control it. We're dead. We blocked the damage, but didn't fully stun. We're fucked. Damn it! Alright, we're gonna do this tomorrow. We're going to do this tomorrow. Is there anywhere we have not raided that other people would like to see us raid? We've got Galacticat on. Ooh, what are they doing? Oh, they're actually going right now. They're not actually apparently here. We have the Cake. They're doing some Wake. They're struggle buzzing right now. All right, we're gonna do a raid on another struggle busser. That's a good thing to do. Cake. I hope you all have a very good evening, though, and thank you all for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. I might be on a little bit later. I'm meeting with a friend at 6, which is normally when I start. But I will not be on... Well, I hopefully won't start later than I did today. So I hope you all have a good night. And thank you, Princess and others, for joining in tonight. Take care, y'all.
Where's your...
Oh shit, did I fuck it up?
What the fuck?
Huh? Fucked it up.
Oh my god, I can't with this game. I can't smack you if you're on the ground. I'm so dead, bro.
I fucked it up right now.
No! Oh my god.
With 4 viewers.
Hello, Jay Vicarian. Welcome in. How are you doing today? This game is not giving me enough ammo or... Oh, I'm so upset. Or battery charges. And the light I am missing, shining the flashlight on people. Okay, calm down. How was your stream today? What'd you get up to today, Jay Vicarian? What self-defense class did he take? Sign me up. Oh my god. Hello, Mocha. How are you doing as well? I hope you're having a great day. Oh man. Thank you so much for entrusting me with your community, Vicarian. You were struggling in Cyberpunk on hard mode. Damn. I hope you had fun though.
I did. I've been having fun. Y'all are great.
What happened to my music?
Theednowald. Cheered X100. Sorry to interrupt, but can we talk about my contract for 2024? It seems the rate is going up to 20 bits per word.
Doctor, stop! No, there's no... You don't need to donate anything. You don't need to share biddies to chat. I swear to God. Doctor, thank you for the 100 biddies, though. I really appreciate it. Yo, we got Jay Vicarian clips.
Do we have JVK and
Also,
clips?
I think you're still live in case you don't mean to be.